Hello, all you rabid Lions fans, and welcome to Lions on the Prowl. News, rumors, and debates from the fans' perspective. Here's Jim and Tim.
Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to Lions on the Prowl, and we are celebrating another victory.
Yeah.
I don't even know how. I don't get it.
Right.
I don't get it, but I'm happy.
Right.
I'm happy. Watched the game just now. Honestly, I'm a little perplexed. That's a good word.
Yeah.
Our word of the day, boys and girls, is perplexed.
Okay.
Just kidding. Tim, we're going to get to the thoughts on the game.
Okay.
And we're going to get to a lot of other content.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, we're going to go to a special message about Patreon and sponsorship of the show.
Hello, Lions fans. Would you like to support the continuation of this show? Become a patron. Go to www.patreon.com/Lions on the Prowl. Thank you for supporting our mission to give you Lions news and rumors from the fans' perspective. Lions on the Prowl is currently seeking sponsors for the show. If your business would like to reach our audience, please email lionsontheprowl14@gmail.com.
All right, fans, we're going to get right into shout-outs right now. Tim, do you have any shout-outs this week?
Okay. Tim Riordan from work, Brian from work, Colt from work, and Ricky from work.
I have Brendan and Devin from work, and they're huge Lions fans. No, they're not really big people. I'm just saying they're big Lions fans. So
Okay.
You don't want to get that image. They're not huge. Anyway, but they're big-time Lions fan. I guess that's the best word. And Brendan just messaged me and asking me, okay, are the Lions really good or what? And that's a very good question. We're going to get into that. Also, shout out to Stacy. Shout out to who else at work? We've got Dawn of the Dead at work, Marcus at work, and he hasn't been on in a few weeks. We're trying to work that out. It's been a lot of stuff going on at work. I think that's probably what's going on. Just a lot going on right now. So it's been quite a ride. Let's put it that way. So, Tim, what do you think? I mean, do you think let's answer Brendan's question on the air here. Do you think the Lions are a good team?
Jury is still out on that.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, we just won. We beat the San Diego or Los Angeles. You know what? They're still San Diego to me. Anyway. Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to try to get it right. And we just beat Philadelphia in Philadelphia.
Right. But yet we could only tie with Arizona.
But there's an asterisk behind all this stuff.
Right.
The tie, we were up by 24-6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The win with the Chargers, it seemed like the Chargers didn't want to win. They kicked two. Listen, though. Mm-hmm. They missed 2 field goals. They had the ball on the 1-yard line. The guy's about to put it over the goal line, and we punched the ball out.
Right. Well, it seems like, we're getting the reverse effect of Murphy's Law in some of the cases because we have had those punches go the other way against us.
Oh, we have.
Yeah, and we look at it in that way. Well, okay, the Lions are a bad team because of that. So if we look at reverse, and we kind of say, yeah, they're a good team.
Well,
because
I'm not saying they're a bad team.
Right.
I didn't say that. I said, are they a good team? There's a difference.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If they're a bad team, they would have lost all those games.
Right.
Okay, so then we have Philadelphia, who I thought the play calling in the fourth quarter when we had the ball and the defense held them on 4 downs.
Right.
And we did what? We had Kerryon Johnson run it right up somebody's ass and just fall down.
Yep. Exactly.
Ran for a couple of yards, then went backwards again. I mean, that's the whole game. And I'm going to give you some stats because stats don't prove everything, but it is important. That wonderful running game we've been talking about. Kerryon Johnson, 20 carries for 36 yards. He averaged 1.8 yards a carry.
Right.
That's great. just outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Johnson, 4 rushes for 5 yards, 1.3 yards per carry. Stafford ran it 3 times for 1 yard. So he has 0.3 yards average. The only saving grace was that reverse, right?
Right.
J.D. McKissick had 1 carry for 44 yards. So
Right.
the only successful guy only carried the ball once.
Right. Yeah.
The running game was non-existent.
No, it wasn't.
Again. Yet, in crucial situations, you keep going to the run game instead of just putting your foot on the gas and crushing some team when you've got them down.
Right.
They do this all the time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But Patricia believes in that defense
Mm-hmm.
because it's his defense.
Yes.
So he doesn't care about taking time off the clock and just trying to kick a field goal, whatever. That went well.
Oh, God.
And the defense still held them. They only needed like 15 yards or something to be in really good field goal range. They couldn't get there.
Right.
The defense held. And we're talking about backups in some situations. I mean, Justin Coleman had a good game.
Right.
Rashawn Melvin seemed to do well.
Right.
Mike Ford Jr. had a good game.
Yep.
Darius Slay was out.
Yeah, he injured himself early in the second half.
And Mike Daniels
Yep.
got hurt in this game as well.
Yeah, way back
Did
in
see
first.
Davis go out, but he was back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're thinking, you know what? We just drafted this great tight end. He set a record in the first game.
Right.
Do you want to know how many yards he had in this game? 1.
Right.
1 pass for 1 yard.
Mm-hmm.
He was targeted 4 times. He only caught
Right.
the ball once.
Yep. Right.
Now, we have a 100-yard receiver every week.
Mm-hmm.
So far, we've had a 100-yard receiver every week.
Yes.
But it hasn't been the same 100-yard receiver at all.
Right.
First, it was Hawkinson.
Mm-hmm.
Second week, it's Kenny Galladay.
Yep.
And third week, now it's Marvin Jones. He has 101 yards. He averaged 16.8. He had a touchdown, and he had a beautiful catch
Right.
on third down,
Mm-hmm.
giving us another set of downs, which we wasted. But Logan Thomas gets a touchdown in this game.
Right.
I believe he got it. No, he got a good catch. Did he get a touchdown? No, he did not.
Hawkinson should have had a touchdown. I mean,
He
that was
should
kind
have.
of
That was
iffy.
that was
They took
iffy,
it
but
away.
I thought it was a catch.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I don't think this was a good game. I mean, I hate to say that, but statistically, this is not a good game.
Especially on the offensive side of the ball. On the defense, I think you guys say it was a good game because they rose to the occasion. And
yeah,
the only
they
thing
gave
that,
up 24 points,
Yeah,
but they
right.
won.
Yeah, and the only thing that really kept them in the game was, some were mistakes by our defense. Some of those unsportsmanlike contact was caught. Of course, they were not being caught on both sides of the field, as we've seen, because Stafford did take hits too after the ball was out of his hands and stuff. So we've seen that. But if it wouldn't have been for those plays, that the Philadelphia offense wouldn't even been that close in the game, because it was
they gave them a lot of yards in that one drive
series
that they went down and scored on. I think that was the one that set it up to be 24.
Yeah,
When they got 24.
yeah,
Yeah, that drive, the officials helped them a lot.
right,
But the officials also helped Detroit a lot.
yeah,
So I can't I can't say
Right.
this was anything. We were doing a thing where we were watching the game, and as we were watching the game, we were recording what we were doing.
Right.
Which should never air, ever. But we might do that. We might have some special content for you, and we'll see how that goes. But I was livid at the officials for a while, and I started thinking about it, and I'm like, there's a play where Miles Killebrew almost rips this guy's head off, and they don't get a call, and there were several things in there. That face guarding thing. This is one thing I want to address right now. I have no idea why that's not pass interference. No clue. And maybe somebody can help me. because in Dallas it was considered face guarding.
Right.
And in this game it's also considered face guarding. I'm a little fuzzy on this. But I had thought the things you look for interference was contact with the individual.
Where they're looking back for the
and
ball.
were they looking back for the ball? Apparently that's not it. So I would go to Matt Patricia and say, all you have to do is stand in front of the guy and hold his jersey until the ball gets there, and then have it smack you in the helmet or something, so there's no way they can complete a pass, because it's legal. We've seen this twice, and the officials think it's legal. The analysts think it's legal. So if it's legal, I think we should be able to do that. So I think this should be installed immediately in our defense.
But, that's in a fair world where the people doing the judging are fair. And see, that's where, whenever you get any kind of the human equation, you do got likes and dislikes and stuff like that, and that all plays into it, into your decisions. I think it shouldn't in a justice world. No, it shouldn't. But actually, you do have things that play into their decisions. So against us, they might have caught pass interference.
I know, and it's been called against us, the same freaking thing.
Right.
And I'm dumbfounded. Yeah. I really am. Yeah. I mean, even challenged it, and you look at it, it's fine. He can hold on to him. He can grab his jersey, stand back there, and he's trying to reach around him to get the ball.
Right.
There's clearly contact before the ball gets there. He's not looking back for the ball. Help me out, people. Help me out why this is not pass interference. I have no idea. But the Lions got 3 offensive pass interference calls for them.
Right.
I think it kind of evens out or whatever.
And I think they had one against them at least.
Yeah, I think so.
Against Kenny Golladay had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But Jamal Agnew saves his job today.
Yes.
100-yard touchdown. Oh, my God.
Yep.
That dude was shot out of a cannon, and he was running pissed off.
Yes.
I mean, he was running with a purpose.
He wanted to prove to Matt that
he wanted to prove to Patricia, and they didn't release him. Now, they released C.J. Anderson this week, and, they do a bunch of moves, pretty much. Some meaningless moves. Not the moves I want them to make, unfortunately.
Right.
But they do make them. They do make a few moves this week.
Yep.
And I was kind of expecting Agnew to be one of those moves. I was totally expecting him to be cut.
Right. Well, it was like last year, when Amir Adu went ahead and fumbled the ball. The very next week, he was gone.
Yeah.
Very next week. And and then you had basically 2 weeks in a row, one that he fumbled the ball and the Agnew fumbled the ball, and yet he's still here. But obviously they felt that Agnew's a lot, still has some more value with him where Amir didn't. Yeah,
I think it was an issue where, I don't know. I mean, they just see something in him that they didn't see in C.J. Anderson or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. But I do believe there is something to that they see something in Jamal Agnew, and he was just in a funk or something, and maybe this was the way to snap him out of it. It sure worked.
Right.
It sure worked, and I like that. So he was our offense. I told you that in the game. That's why we didn't have as many stats or as many yards, because they got the ball first. Then we had a kick return for touchdown, so we never had an offensive series. Then they had another offensive series. So they were killing us in stats for a while because we just never had the ball.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And I don't know why the Lions always defer it, because they on the first possession.
But they're winning those games.
I know. But on the first possession of the second half, they never score.
I think they did last week, didn't they? I think Hawkinson had a touchdown. No, against Arizona. I think they scored their last touchdown in the third quarter. I'm not sure if it was the first drive, but I'm pretty sure it was early in the third quarter, because then they went away from him completely.
Okay, I will rephrase it since I'm doing exactly. I think hardly ever because usually they're historically the worst period or the worst quarter for the Lions has been the third quarter.
Right. Why are we so bad after halftime?
I don't know. What do they do in that locker room?
Yeah. Do they
go?
What kind of pep talk do you have to give to come out completely flat
Right.
when you get the ball?
Yeah.
And like you said, almost every week.
And it's not only been something through the era of Patricia. It was also Caldwell and
Right.
Swartz too, where they came out flat in that third period or third quarter. Third period. This ain't hockey.
Well, we're sure it ain't hockey, Tim.
Yeah.
Not sure if you're sure, but we know.
No, I'm sure.
Stafford goes 8 for 32. Not great. 201 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and no sacks again this week.
Right.
Okay, wait a second. Our offensive line is starting to hold the pocket,
Right.
or are these other teams just are terrible at pass rush? And I don't know which. That's the hard thing right now. We beat a Philadelphia team that was totally brutalized by injury.
Yes, we did.
But we still went into Philadelphia and beat them.
Right.
Which typical same old Lions don't do.
Right.
Same old Lions fold in the third and fourth quarter. Philadelphia was known as a comeback team.
Right.
This was a game set up for Philadelphia to win. And the Lions defense stopped them.
Yep.
Now, Patricia had said last year, and he hasn't said it this year, but he said last year, we're going to get better as things go along.
Right.
And New England does that too.
Right. Except this year, they've been
this year
good
they're just going
all
to crush
year.
everybody.
It's just, year.
You might as well hand them the trophy now.
Right, exactly, the Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah,
but of course, they still got to go through. They still got Kansas City.
Yeah.
That they got to go through, but I don't know. I don't see any other team competing against being able to take down the Patriots.
I don't either. But how do we judge this team? And we've done this for 3 weeks now. First week was a tie, and we felt like it was a loss.
Right.
It was like a gut punch.
Right. Okay, just for the fun of it, I am going to ask you one question as far if the Lions wanted to, and if Antonio Brown straightened his act up, would you want him to be on the Lions?
No.
Okay.
No, there's too much there now. He was bad enough with all the antics that he pulled with the Raiders.
Right.
And then all these other allegations come out, I wouldn't touch him.
But
No
what
way.
if he's found like totally innocent on the other allegations?
I think we're
And
good.
he's
I don't know that we're not good right now at wide receiver.
Yeah.
The guy I want to get, Jalen Ramsey.
Right.
And you know that. That's the guy I would like to get. But, and of course, Slade did get hurt today.
Right.
It looks like a hamstring or something. But.
And he almost had an interception, though.
Oh, man.
God,
he almost picked that
yeah.
right up. That would have been a good play. And I think if he
would've
didn't get hurt on the play, I think he would have got it.
Right.
Maybe, maybe not. So we have to start looking at things because Baltimore is a really good team.
Yes.
So Baltimore had a hard time with Arizona last week.
Yeah.
And right now, as we're taping this, Carolina 7, Arizona 7. Arizona may be a better team than what we thought they were.
Well, people always said, I mean, I heard this way before, that the Lions were the unlucky draw to get them the first game of the season where you know nothing about them as far as real play.
Right.
As far as how they do. So, and as far as for the first, I mean, that last week was definitely a tale of two halves. Or actually 3 quarters and 1 quarter that they just freaking, I don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah.
So the Lions, I think, are in the toughest division in football.
I got to agree because they're at least the most
won
competitive.
today. Let's see. I'm trying to find those scores. Green Bay won today, too.
Yes.
Minnesota. Dang, I just had it. And then it
And
went
Chicago
away.
plays tomorrow.
Chicago plays tomorrow night. Minnesota 34, Oakland 14.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close.
Right.
Green Bay 27, Denver 16. Again, not even close.
Mm-hmm.
And Detroit goes to Philadelphia and beats them.
In a close game.
But still, it's in Philadelphia, considered to be one of the best teams in the NFC.
Yeah, yeah.
But even though they were hurt, and I got to say this is probably not the Eagles team that I expected.
But we time and time again we have seen where the Lions, if players are hurt for their team, they still lose.
Yeah.
And this so this is an improvement anyway because they didn't lose and I don't know except for a possible last comeback. It was like I don't know. I didn't feel they were in that much danger of losing.
I did.
Once the game got started. Once the game got started, when it came to that final deal, I mean, before the game got started, I thought the Lions were going to get their butts handed to them. All right, I mean, but once I seen them start playing, once I seen the way Philadelphia was not playing,
they looked like they were hanging right with them.
Right.
And it doesn't. The thing is, and I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this right now. I'm going to term our Lions winning ugly.
Right? Yeah. Hey, a win is a win is a win. I mean,
a win is a win.
Yeah.
And sometimes we play a great game, and some team comes back and has some official do this or that, and we lose it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is totally different for Lions fans.
Right.
We end up finding ways to win rather than finding ways to lose.
Yes, and that's what you need.
But we're trying to lose. It's just the other team won't let us. San Diego has it on the 1 yard line. They get the ball punched out.
Right.
They throw it to the end zone. Slay intercepts. They missed 2 field goals. You know how many points they left on the board?
Right.
And we beat them by 3.
Yeah.
Now you could say it's great defense. Or you could say that they just blew it over and over again. Did you remember that they had 2 touchdowns called back on the same series, right?
Right. But how many
penalties?
How many times have we seen that happen to the Lions?
And I agree. So
many.
What is this? Murphy's Law in reverse? I mean, we just do enough to win, and it...
Well,
I love to win. I'm not complaining. That's not what I'm doing. So I don't want that. I don't want you to feel that way, or anyone out there to feel that way. I'm not. I'm just.
Okay.
I'm just not convinced about this team, but they keep winning.
Okay. But is there so much parity in the league that it's a lucky breaks that's going to decide the wins?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out when we start playing Green Bay, Minnesota, and Chicago.
Yeah. Well, divisional rivalry games. I mean, our divisional rivals always step up.
Yeah, but they're really good this year. I mean, even the Bears, who don't look that great, haven't figured out their offense yet, they still got a good defense. Minnesota has a good defense. Green Bay now has a good defense, and Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
You know what? I keep saying this stuff every week. Like, there's no way we're going to win or do well this season, but I never ESPN had us 0-11.
Yeah. But do we have a good defense on Matthew Stafford?
We have a good defense
and Matthew
Stafford. I mean,
and also the comeback ability. So if basically the play calling can get out of the way and they can go ahead and start freaking playing a whole game instead of going ahead and trying to run out the clock unsuccessfully.
I almost hope that they're behind in every game.
But not too far behind.
But, I mean,
not
like 3 points or something. Because every time we get a lead, they just sit on it. Except this game. They went ahead and they scored another touchdown.
Right.
Which put them up by a little bit more. But still, I think it was 27-17 at the time.
Right.
But still...
Yes,
then they sat on it. And they almost... they could have lost this game very easily.
I mean, if you cannot get first downs from your running back and you're trying to run, or cannot get any yardage from your running back, then that's when you go away from them. or you try, you don't go ahead and
have you heard of throwing on first down?
Right, and because then what you're doing, and this is not fair to Matthew Stafford at all.
Right,
to go ahead and force him, and where he needs to rely on the receiver to go ahead and one down get like sometimes 15 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards, whatever the hell it is.
Right,
you got to play to the strength of your team, of the players that you have on that team.
Exactly. Totally agree.
Yeah.
But this team is 2-0-1.
Yeah, it is.
Second place in the division still.
Yes.
The only other team without a loss in our division is Green Bay.
Right.
And they're 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
And they look good.
Right.
And I did not think they were going to be as good as they are.
Yeah.
I called Chicago taking a step back, and they kind of have, but I think they're going to get better. Watch out. This is a tough division.
Mm-hmm.
But this division could see 3 playoff seeds.
Right.
So we'll just have to see if we don't beat each other up too badly.
Right, because
That's
it's like
the
we all got to play each other twice. Green Bay is obviously in interleague play right now is ahead because 2 of their wins come from divisional opponents.
Right.
One was, of course, Chicago
and Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I think Minnesota's a decent team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the quarterback situation there. I think that's going to hurt them rather than help them.
Right.
Kirk Cousins, but they're a good team.
Yeah, but Cousins did good Cousins did good this weekend. He had a real good game the first week too.
Right.
So if Cousins can go ahead and be what they paid him for, then who knows? I mean, I hope he can. Especially with
too.
the Lions game.
Me too.
Hey,
but what do you think, honestly?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're that good, or do you think we're that lucky?
I think we're that competitive.
And that's a good term.
And that's what I said we had to be in order to. I mean, I think that during this season we're gonna. Who knows? We might not have seen all the cuts. If there's somebody else that they need, Quinn might go ahead and.
I mean, they still got financial room. They got $19 million in the cap, but there was a few moves, so we don't know what exactly now. Because let's go into that just a little bit. Go into the transactions just a little bit. We usually have a song for that, but I'm not going to bother with that right now.
Mm-hmm.
We cut C.J. Anderson.
Right.
This is a really weird move to me.
Yeah.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
But the bigger running backs don't work in this offense behind this offensive line. It just hasn't worked.
Right.
You got to be able to get 3rd and 1 from Kerryon Johnson.
Right.
You got to be able to get that from the guys we brought in. We did pick up a running back from the Giants, who our team. That's our farm team. The Giants.
I don't know how much I like that farm. I mean, Snacks, yeah.
Kennard.
I mean,
Devin Kennard.
Right.
He's from the Giants.
I know, but I mean,
Romeo
right now,
Okwara is from the Giants.
Right, but I'm going to say
Damon
right
Harrison
now,
is from the Giants.
Right now, the Giants are kind of depleted.
That's because we keep taking all their good players.
Right.
And now we've got a running back from them. Mm-hmm. We also made another move, and we got Hall from Atlanta, or I think he was on the practice, but we signed him before, and we promoted him up, and he's mainly a kick returner wide receiver. They get rid of Lacey, wide receiver, which I thought he was pretty good. And we haven't seen Travis Fulgham much.
Yeah. And then they also get rid of Johnson or the backup quarterback or something.
They got rid of Johnson. They brought in, I don't know who they brought in. I'm sorry about that guy. Bristol, something like that. And he's the new backup quarterback.
Right.
It's backup quarterback carousel here, and I'm really not sure what the hell's going on.
But
Savage, we thought had a good arm, but he's an idiot, I guess.
Right.
As far as, I don't know. I can't call the guy a moron. I don't really know that, but he's gone.
Yeah.
They bring in Johnson, they think he's the guy, and they're all high on him, and all of a sudden they cut him.
Right.
I mean, are we trying to make the team better? Maybe that's what it is.
I think so because, look at it in the past. You've seen where they had Olowski for all those years.
Or lousy.
Yeah. You had, of course, Matt Castle last year. I mean, they would, are they just looking for the guy that if Stafford, unfortunately, does go down, that's going to be able to.
Well, are they developing these quarterbacks? Yeah. Okay, so you got Jeff Driscoll is the guy they just picked up. He was from Louisiana Tech. He's been in the league for 4 years. He's 6'4", 235 pounds, and he's 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
David Blow, I guess is his name.
Right.
Or Bluff, I don't know. I have no idea. I think it's Blow, which is a terrible joke. He's 24 years old. He's 6'1". He's a rookie out of Purdue. He's 205 pounds. You have 3 quarterbacks on the roster.
Right.
I'm not really sure who the backup is because Driscoll just got here. I don't know if it's not Blow. No idea.
Right.
If I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry, dude. I really am. It's bad. We got Paul Perkins from the Giants. He's only 24 years old. He's 5'11", 208 pounds. He has 3 seasons in the league. Something else I got to talk about. I have to talk about this. Our fullback is a hurdler.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That dude went to tackle him, and he just up and over.
Right,
That was an amazing play.
That was awesome.
I mean, I can see a running back doing that, but a fullback?
Right.
Holy God, this guy's agile for a fullback. That was amazing. Oh, Danny Amendola gets hurt in this game, too. Don't know the severity of that injury. It's either a back or a shoulder. I wasn't sure. We also had Mike Daniels, who had a Liz Frank injury before, and we believe he hurt that foot again, although we don't have the details on that one. So there is some injury news so far. Okay, let's see. There's a lot of players that I thought did pretty good. We're going to go into our game ball thing right now. This is easy. I mean, it's got to be Jamal Agnew, you would think.
Yeah.
It's got to be Jamal Agnew.
Because both his runs were run backs
were pretty good.
Yeah.
So I got Jamal Agnew.
Yeah.
Who do we got on defense? I'm going to go with Damon Harrison.
Yeah.
I think Snacks came to feed today. I really do. So I'm going to give Snacks a game ball. Why? He has a sack. He has a batted down a ball, you know, and he was good in the run game.
Right.
So he has 5 tackles. He has a sack. He has a pass defense. Of course, he hit the quarterback because he had the sack. And I thought Devin Kennard had a sack in this game, but I guess they didn't give him one. Trey Flowers also gets a sack in this game. Trey Flowers had a good game. He had 8 tackles. He had a sack, and that was good for him.
Right.
And I seen him in on a lot of tackles. Tracy Walker has a good game.
Right.
He has a pass defense. Let's go down the list here. Justin Coleman, underrated game here. He has 3 pass defenses.
Wow.
Very good. Very good. Ashawn Robinson gets a tackle for loss, 3 tackles. Killebrew tried to kill someone, so I guess that was okay. Jelani Tavai only made 2 tackles.
Right.
1 solo tackle. Tavon Wilson got a pass defense. Mike Ford played a really good game. He came in, he was thought to be almost cut
right
in preseason, but man, that guy could ball, and he got a pass defense as well. And Frank Ragnow got a tackle.
Right.
How the heck did that happen? I don't know, but that happened.
Right, yeah.
And Kevin Strong also batted down a ball. The 2 things I see in this defense this year that have been coached, that you can tell has been coached, is batting down balls at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
That's one. And getting that ball out, punching that ball out, clawing the ball out. That is some of the reasons why they didn't. Some of the reasons why they did not tackle so well is because they were trying to punch the ball out.
Yep.
The turnovers are up this year by a lot.
Yep.
By a lot. We're making teams fumble. I mean, I think they had 3 or 4 fumbles and 3 fumbles, and we recovered 2 of them.
Right.
And that's just because the ball squirted out, I don't know how, underneath the line and went backwards, and Philadelphia picked it up. Turnovers have been really good for us. We have played good defense. If you know the Matt Patricia defense, you know that
They give up a lot of yards.
They give up a lot of yards.
Mm-hmm.
They really do.
Right.
But in the end of it all,
They win.
They win, and they step up when they need to.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Right.
seen defenses in Detroit before,
Mm-hmm.
and they always give it up at the end. And
Right.
these guys, they stopped them on 4 down straight,
Mm-hmm.
twice in a row.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's not a normal Detroit
Mhm.
defense. I mean,
Yep.
when it was on the line, those guys stopped them and didn't let them get a first down.
Mm-hmm.
They started on the 50-yard line, and all they had to do was kick a field
Right.
goal, and our defense stopped them.
Mm-hmm. So basically, here we're looking at where how if we keep Matt Patricia around, and,
Which I think we should
yeah,
at this
right.
point.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
Unless
But-
we totally collapse
right.
this year.
But how's this team going to look 2-3 years from now? Once he's been able to really had his.
I mean, if
and-
they continue.
with him and Quinn.
Well, my thing is if they can continue
Mhm.
and Stafford can stay healthy
right,
enough to keep playing, because
Mhm.
that's a major, major thing.
right,
And they build this defense, and they build that offensive line comparatively to the defensive line. This team could be really, really good.
and of course maybe they're looking for that that backup quarterback when Stafford gets hurt.
I don't know.
Gets
I mean, I don't know what they're
right
doing
now.
at quarterback. I have
because
no idea.
they're changing quarterbacks quite often. I mean, it's,
More than Tim
yeah.
changes his underwear.
No, I knew you were going to say that, which is fucking bullshit. But excuse the language, but no.
Anyway, no, and I
Right.
for some reason, and I can't explain it. I'm not sold on this team. I mean, I think we're getting lucky. I think we're catching teams on a bad week. I think teams are giving us games, and
Well,
but when it comes down to it, we are winning. So it's like, are we that good, or are we just? I don't know. It's so complicated to
Yeah.
me. It really is. I'm not being funny, but it is.
Of course, you're never going to be sold on the Lions until the season's over, because they do this sometimes. They'll go ahead and win games, draw you in to really think they're a good team,
And they get
and then
crushed.
they say, "Yeah." I mean, how about way back
Is
when
next
they got
week when we get
Billy
crushed?
Sims?
I mean, we have the Kansas City Chiefs next
Mhm.
week. Let's talk a little bit about that.
right?
Kansas City is a good football team. It will be a test for us.
Right.
I can't even pick against us anymore. I can't. I don't know what to do here anymore. Guys, help me out, man. I just don't get it. I really don't get this team.
Mhm.
Kansas City 33, Baltimore 28. That was a close game.
Yeah, it was.
Baltimore's a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, though, that Baltimore and like I said, Arizona played last week, and Arizona
Right.
held right with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, are we good? Are we bad? I don't know.
Right.
I'm not going to say we're bad because we're winning. The
Wait.
defense is winning
Mhm.
games for us. We have enough offense to do well. We crank out a pretty darn good play, and then I don't know. It's like they don't have a killer instinct. Maybe that's LA Chargers 10-0 over Houston
Mhm.
right now. 10-0.
Wow.
You know, that's in the second quarter
Mhm.
as we're doing this here. Arizona 10,
Mhm.
Carolina 7
Wow.
as we're doing this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So are the teams that we're playing good, and the Lions are that good,
Right. Well, they're
or
finding ways
are
not-
we lucky? Those are the things. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a lot of luck that goes into a season. Okay,
Right.
health wise, to have a really good season, you have to stay healthy.
Right.
You have to catch breaks.
Mm-hmm.
You can catch teams on a bad week,
Right.
and all that adds up to a playoff thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is a playoff team? I know it's early, but
It's real early for
this was a
that.
big game.
Of course, if they keep on winning, of course. I mean, that's a no-brainer. If they keep on winning, that they'll play out. But the Lions have. This is the second year in a row that the Lions have had a brutal schedule.
Just brutal.
But if they're going to be anything, they gotta be able to compete within their division. And whether or not the NFC North is the best division
I think it
in
is.
football, it is definitely the most competitive.
I think
as far
is.
as in
top to bottom, I think it is.
But you just they got to beat at least some of these divisions. Yeah, and I mean, when we see Green Bay, when we see how they play against Minnesota and Chicago, I think that we're going to really know more what type.
I
of
think
team
next
we are.
week is a big test for us.
It is
because it's Kansas City. Kansas City's got a really good offense. Can that defense take that offense out of its game?
Right.
Can Matt Patricia come up with a game plan like he has in every game? If you've noticed, every single game his game plan seems to be sound. It's the execution that sometimes doesn't happen.
Right.
But I think the game plan is sound.
Yeah. But was he, at least on the defensive side?
Both ways.
Okay.
I mean, in this game, the offense looked good at times. And I mean really good.
Yeah.
Stafford just firing it down. They're marching right down the field. The first time they had the ball, which, remember, Agnew had that 100-yard touchdown run.
Right.
So the Eagles had the ball twice.
Right.
And we had got the ball once. And we marched right down the field on them.
Yep.
Just right down the field and scored.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we are capable of that.
Oh, yeah, we are.
There's some good receivers out there. You got Marvin Jones, you got Kenny Galladay, you had Amendola.
Yeah.
We're not sure if we have him anymore.
Yeah, and Amendola people were saying he was washed up. Well, hell no.
Not at all.
He's made a difference.
Big difference.
Yeah, he has
Hawkinson inside.
Yeah.
And maybe the reason that he's not getting the targets is they're keeping him into block. We've had no sacks the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And maybe he is blocking more
valuable at that
right now
and getting the wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's a more necessary.
But he had 4 targets. He only caught 1 ball for 1 yard.
Right.
So we didn't think it could get any worse than 7, but yes, apparently fans it can.
Right.
Would you rather have Hawkinson get over 100 yards and then Stafford sacked 3-4 times, or I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but Stafford has not been sacked in 2 weeks. I don't think we could say that last year at all. I thought he was sacked like once at least every game.
Now
I could be wrong on that, but
one of my game balls for offense needs to go to Marvin Jones, man.
Oh, I totally agree with that one.
Because I'll tell you,
101 yards on this and some crucial plays and some really big catches.
And see, one of the things why we were so horrible last year, Stafford and Jones were not in. They were not in sync.
That's because Jones had a knee injury last year,
but
Stafford was hurt as well.
Yeah, so when they're in sync, I mean, shoot, the sky can be the limit.
Right.
And of course, he's not the only. And shoot, I mean, hopefully Amendola is not. Not too banged up.
It's either
hopefully
a shoulder or a back.
Right.
That's what that's what I see. I don't know. Big injuries, Darius Slay.
Right.
Can't lose him.
No.
You cannot lose him. I don't like losing Amendola either because he is such a valuable player. I believe he's a valuable player.
I think so too. He brings a thing to the part to the team where you always are capable of getting
first
that
down.
winning.
But the thing is, he brings an attitude to the team, too, of winning and from a winning culture. And I watch him coaching up a little bit and helping the other players. And Matt Patricia's trying to bring that New England philosophy here, and he's brought in a lot of players from that New England system. I think he got his Donta Hightower in Jelani Tavai.
Right.
I think that Davis is it can be a really good linebacker. He's very good against the run. He's not good against the pass yet, but we shored up some things last year. We really did.
Right.
We got Justin Coleman that helped.
Yeah.
Rashawn Melvin's helped. So there are some good pickups, and then there's C.J. Anderson. So
right. And
he's still trying to get it right, though.
Yeah, and remember, C.J. Anderson was a second choice because he tried somebody else first.
Yeah, they tried to get another running back from the same team. Okay, that does it for the show this week. Tim, take us home.
Okay. Go Lions, one pride. Lions on the prowl.
All right. Everybody have a great week. It was a wonderful win, and I am very happy about the win. Just don't know what this team is yet. Thanks, you guys. We'll talk to you next week.